Hello, y'all out there. Well, not y'all. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to Pillow Talk. I am your host, Chandra LeGree.
And I'm your co-host, Iman Ursary.
How y'all doing out there?
Hello, everybody. Good evening.
We hope everybody's doing well.
Yes.
We want to first say we give honor to God because this is a Christian-based talk show.
Yes, it is.
So we give honor to God, and we'd like to thank and shout out to Spiritual Soul Network for allowing us to be on their roster. So thank you guys. We're glad to be here.
Thank you.
Hey, we're happy to be here.
Yes, we are. Yes.
So you guys, you know what? Our show is called Pillow Talk because we like to snatch the covers off.
Yes.
Bring the head up off the pillow, all those deep, dark things, secrets that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When nobody else is around, but we're afraid to talk about amongst other people.
So basically, we go deep, we get dirty, we talk about issues that people in the church, your pastor, your leaders, your bishop, your first lady, the deacons, deaconess would be afraid to talk about, your mother, your father, your best friend.
Exactly.
The things that you may be ashamed of, whereas we're here to help you say, be not ashamed and be not afraid, because we've been through some things ourselves. Me being an 80s baby and Chandra being of her generation, we have both had our own journey and experience.
We're not going to say the generation.
Right. But, you know, the different walks of life that we have both experienced, we are here to let you know that what you have gone through, we're just here to talk to you about it and to give you a platform to discuss your issues, problems, concerns with.
And you know what? Before we get into it, our topic of today, we're going to let you know that if there's anything that you want to talk about or you want us to bring up on our show, if you email us at pillowtalklive@gmail.com, whatever it is you want us to bring up as a topic, we won't share who sent it in, but we will talk about the topic. Or Pillow Talk Live on Instagram, Pillow Talk Live on Facebook, or you can email me at Chagree, CHAGREE 48 @gmail.
Or you can email me at capital Z, my last name Ursary, EARSERY 30 @gmail.com. That's zursary30 @gmail.com. And submit your questions, submit your comments, submit your issue that you may have, and we gonna talk about it. We're gonna
trust me, privacy. We would never disclose who you are, but we will bring it up.
We'll bring it up.
Nothing's off the table that you want to talk about. Nothing's off the table. So whatever it is, if there's something on your mind that you want us to voice, to see what other people's opinions or what we think about it, on the research we do on it, just let us know.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Well, today we're gonna go deep.
We're gonna dive right in.
We're gonna get one of those pillow snatches today.
That's right.
We're gonna talk about the spirit or suicide first.
Yes.
The spirit behind suicide.
Exactly.
And the people that go through suicide or suicidal thoughts in secret. And they live with that because they're ashamed to talk about it. I pulled up some stats today, you guys. I have to take my glasses off. I can't read with them on. And the stats were talking about the suicide rate in America. And it was saying that last year in 2017, 47,173 people actually committed suicide. Committed. And it says that the suicide cost in America alone per year is $69 million. From when people actually, when they commit suicide, the cost that it's costing the family that's left behind. So it's not only the person that committed the suicide that's still hurting, the family's grieving over the loss and the financial, burden that comes behind that, So there's two people that lose here.
Right.
It says suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the USA alone. 10th. So it's right up there with heart attacks, strokes, diabetes. And it also, it also says that 14 persons per every 100,000 commit suicide. And it says in 2017, men died by suicide at 3.5% more often than women. That's an average of 129 suicides per day.
That's sad.
That's a lot of people per day.
And that's
right, and that's across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So what we want to talk about today, what we want to address is what is so alarming in this country or in this world that people attempt to take their lives. Some succeed and some don't, but that spirit is there looming.
Mm-hmm.
That's making people feel like they have no hope. That there's no hope left, and that's the last avenue they have.
Right. It seems like one of the things that I noticed when I was reading up on suicide a few days back on last week, one of the main things said, the article said by the CDC, they said that it's not just a mental health thing. We like to, the news and media likes to say that it's mental health. The person was mentally unstable, bipolar, schizophrenic. And the CDC said, look, we're finding that that's actually not always the case. It's financial.
Yeah.
It's lack of shelter, which is also under the umbrella of financial.
And homelessness, yes.
Homelessness, education, lack thereof. It's I'm hungry, I'm poverty stricken, I'm depressed, I have low self-esteem.
Loneliness.
All of these things. Bitterness, anger, frustration, overwhelmingness of being in a leadership role, drug addiction. So it's not just,
or just all kind of assortment of addictions.
Exactly. So they were saying that it's not just mental health. That's one aspect of it, and they found that from the 90s, basically from 95 up till this point today, 2017, which we're in 2019, but the statistics show that no, it's not just a mental health thing.
No.
We like to think, oh, our loved one
right.
killed themselves because they were bipolar, and if they showed no signs of it. So, the scientists, basically researchers are like, no, we can't keep blaming it on this. There's many issues even in our children, even young people and adults.
Well, look at the young children.
Yes.
7, 8, 5, 10 that are committing suicide. 99% of those children are not mentally ill. They've been bullied.
They're so small. How could they possibly have?
Know about mental issues.
How could they be bipolar at 5?
Right. Right.
Unless that's a spirit that was transferred, and that's a whole nother episode.
Right, a whole nother episode. But being bullied has become, to me, one of the top on the list.
Yes.
That's causing children to, even some adults, to commit suicide.
And what
because of being bullied?
Bullying would you say now? Because our bullying was face to face.
Yeah.
We did not
I would say internet bullying has become one of the biggest things. Social media bullying.
And that's called cyber bullying. That's where your bully is. I would call that being a cowardly bully, because you have to hide behind the computer monitor and the screen.
Yep.
And this, and I'm gonna post videos. I'm gonna walk around.
I'm ashamed you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna video you while you're not paying attention to all the little mistakes you're making, the clothes you're wearing, the shoes, whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna post it and make these memes. Memes are these little posters with sayings across the top and bottom. And that's very mean. That's very cowardly. We didn't have to deal with that. Our bullies bullied us face to face.
Right.
I mean, when I was bullied
face to face, hands on.
Now, me, I didn't want to kill myself. It just taught me to stand up for myself, and to face this person, whether they were taller than me, bigger than me in size. Because I was always short. I'm still short. Only 5 feet tall. And I'm just saying that so that
strong in spirit.
Exactly, so that kids and young people can know. Look, you may have to face your fears.
So you took that negativity and turned it into fuel.
I had to say, you know what? Look, you're gonna have to back up off me. And once I showed my bully that, and we're staying on the subject of suicide because I didn't.
Right, because that's a form that leads to suicide.
Yeah,
bullying leads to that.
It was very real. I was super small in kindergarten, first grade, and I always had these two particular girls, and then I finally, stood up to them, and they left me alone. But these children now, these kids don't fight fair.
Right, they don't.
So you have to think kids, a lot of kids that are latchkey children, single, basically.
Single parent homes.
Yeah, like my son was, but these kids may have to fend for themselves, so maybe their clothes aren't as clean. Mom may be working 2 jobs.
Right, hair is not combed or maintained.
And boys' hair is not always barber. You know, he's not
Yeah.
always going to the shop.
Right.
He's not getting that
Crisp,
haircut.
as they say.
Clothes not looking, you know,
Mhm.
not smelling like they're gained and tied. So
Right.
these kids are they're out here taking care of themselves.
Mhm.
And so these
And
kids,
they're under great attack.
yeah, these children are being attacked because it's all about appearance.
Right. But look at it like this too. When you
Yeah.
said it's not from my era, your era,
Yeah.
we had to actually, you know, even then we couldn't go to our parents, but still we had to learn how to take that negativity of that and turn it to a positive. And that's why we're still here today fighting. But think about the kids that are being
Today.
bullied in school or cyber bullied, as you say. It's a totally different thing because that meme is reaching 1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
The world.
And then everybody's tagging onto that meme and having
Making
different
comments.
comments to say. And that is really
Hurtful.
internalizing on these children.
And you have celebrities out here, children who, like Waka Flocka's brother, took himself out a few years back.
Oh,
when
wow. I didn't know
Love and
that.
Hip Hop Atlanta just got started a couple
Was
of
he on the
years
show?
ago. No, he hadn't even really been on the show, but he had basically killed himself.
Oh, wow.
and-
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, one of those episodes. So, you know, definitely rest in heaven to your brother, Waka Flocka, and Miss Deborah. We don't know you personally, but
Right.
to this
But we
day,
showed up, to
you know,
your
to
family.
this day, she lost a son.
Yeah.
She has all sons, but that hurt her to the core.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't
not only
matter
do you-
if it, she had more. That's your kid. She
Yeah.
bore him 9
so
months.
suicide, it hurts not only the person that's taking their
But
lives, because
everybody
God
around.
wants us all to be here. He loves you in
Right.
spite of what the enemy tells you.
Right.
But that
But it
as a
hurts
mom-
everybody involved in
Yeah.
that person's life, whether it's mother, father, sister,
Sister.
brother, friend.
It affects-
Everybody. It affects everybody
to
involved.
this day, she was on an episode crying tears
Oh,
because
wow.
it was just like, I think, as a mom, because we're mothers, y'all, and I have a son, and Chandra has children too, and I can't imagine my 12-year-old taking himself
I
out
don't want to imagine something
because
like that. Wow.
he didn't get enough likes on Instagram and Facebook, or
And
that
you said that. Kids are really, that is an issue that
That
they
is-
don't get likes
they will.
on Facebook.
They out here bugging
Right. I mean, kids are really taking that so deep and to heart.
to the core. We
Like
didn't
it's
have
their
that.
life. If they don't get likes, then their life is not going to
Exactly.
go or grow. And I'm
they
here to
don't
say, young people,
understand.
it's just a life. It's just a share. It has no bearing on who you are and what you're going to be. Let us put that disclaimer out there.
And we're also here to let you know, Facebook is just a platform for you to. It's not real.
It's a fun platform. Something to have fun.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like you're supposed to. It was meant for you to say, "Hey, here's my life. This is what I like to do. These are my hobbies." But now people are actually on here. People are losing their lives.
They're taking it too far.
They're taking it too far. And
What about the young lady? I read this about 2 weeks ago, and I'm glad you took me right where I need to be.
yeah,
She's they're wanted to try to convict her. I think she may be 16. She convinced her boyfriend. You know what I'm talking about? She convinced him through text message to kill herself. And I was on I saw the post on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and apparently all the texts they went back and forth was saved in his phone. So that's in court now. And she was saying, well, I thought you were going to do it. You're scared. You're not going to do it. She was just taunting him. He kept saying, I know I'm going to do it. I am. And she was saying, well, when are you going to do it? Are you going to do it now? I forgot his name, but she kept saying, are you going to go now? Are you going to do it now? He was like, well, I'm nervous. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. She said, well, go to the parking lot somewhere where nobody is at night, and then, turn the gas on for like carbon dioxide poisoning, how he died. And she was just coaching him back and forth how to do it. And he kept saying, well, I promise you I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, but I'm scared. I don't know how. And it was horrible. Horrible. That went on for and I know it had to be at least 20 pages of her kept telling him, no, you said you were going to do it. I knew you weren't going to do it. I knew you were going to get talked out of it or afraid to do it. And she went back and forth with him. She was on text message as he actually killed himself. Because then at the end of the text, she kept saying, are you there? Are you there? He had done it by then. She kept saying, are you there? Are you there? So now this young lady, like we said, more than just a person that commits suicide is affected. So now she's looking at prison for the rest of her life. Mm-hmm. She's like 16 years old.
And
she's a baby.
These issues are real, you guys. Like, it's sad to say that we, we have shared our fair share of, I've had the thought of it as a teenager.
Right.
And we wanted to, kind of share with you a little of our experience. But no one has ever had the ability to coerce me into doing such a thing.
Right.
And I want to encourage our young people and even adults.
Yeah.
Don't let your spouse, nobody on your job, nobody on your team, if you're a teenager, a child, don't let nobody, a teacher, make you feel so low that you think that you have no value, that your life has no meaning.
And you have no other choice but to just take yourself out. Reach out to somebody. There are hotlines that you can reach out to. You know, while we're waiting, look up the hotline number for that. There's a hotline.
You can share your
that you can
while I'm looking
call.
Yeah.
You can call and get help. So while she's looking it up, I want you to know that you're not alone, because I'm sure some people out here that have attempted it or have family members that have actually went through with it. And we don't want to seem like we're just talking on the surface of something that we have no knowledge of. So we want to let you all know that we really, I really truly understand what it is that you're going through or what you're feeling. Because once upon a time in my life, I was much younger. I was in my late teens. Church girl, all my life. From the time I can remember. Church girl, saved, loved the Lord, in church all the time. Pretty much 7 days a week we lived in church. And a lot of people that know, church lingo, we were at the altar, tarrying and praying. And, I was in the choir. And at that time, actually, I was in a gospel group. Shout out to Friendship Gospel. I was in a gospel group called Friendship Gospel. And with all of that going on in my life was full. School was the main thing, going to school. And, you would think with my life being so full and enriched with God, the choir, and actually I was in a district choir for the state, the district choir, my church choir, the gospel group, that who would have time to think about suicide? Your life is so full. I mean, how would you have time to even have doubt at that point? But I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter how busy you are, how much you got going on. That is a spirit, suicide, and it will creep up on you. I don't care if you're super busy or not busy. It doesn't matter. And I was, like I said, I was in my late teens, and this young man was our guitar player for our choir. And at that time, I wasn't dating, and because I was so caught up in, he has to be saved, he has to be in church. And at this time, yes, you want to be with somebody that you're equally yoked with, but at that time it was more a religious state of mind. He's got to be saved, he's got to be in church. So when this young man approached me, like I said, he was our guitar player for our choir. When he approached me, I thought, okay, cool. He's in church. I'm thinking everybody who went to church was saved. Little I know that's not true. He's saved, he plays for a choir, he's here every time the church door is open, just like we are. So I thought it was safe to date him. Introduced him to my mom. My mom liked him. So, I thought it was safe. So as I dated this young man, we stepped over the line into that realm where Solomon talks about don't wake up love until you're ready. And when you're 17, 18 years old, you don't really understand your body. You don't understand love. You don't understand sex. Really, you don't. But we crossed that line into the era of being, me being an adult, taking on that responsibility of having sex, And for him, it was just sex. For me, it was love. I'm going to get married. He goes to our church. We're going to have a family. So it was more than that for me. But for him, it was just sex. Little did I know this is something he did all the time. It wasn't just about, being in church. Church was his vehicle to get women.
Right.
Didn't know that. I was young, very naive, sheltered by the church. Didn't know much about the world. Completely sheltered and shut down from the world. I looked at the world as if it was a place that if I stepped out there, I'm going straight to hell right then. I'm just going to catch on fire and go to hell. And that was my mentality. So we started having a serious relationship, I thought. And I remember one Friday, never forget, it was a Friday. I had just left rehearsal from the gospel group that I was in. And he had his own place. And I thought he was maybe about 21, 22, so I figured, okay, that's safe. And I went to his place after rehearsal. When I went, knocked on the door, an older woman answered the door. At that time, for me, that was an older woman. She was about 27, so I was 17 and a half, so that was an older woman. Answered the door, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is sister. In my mind, that's what I'm thinking. And she said, who are you? How can I help you? I said, well, I'm his girlfriend, and I came here. And she's like, you can't be his girlfriend because I'm his woman. And I'm like, whoa. It already made me feel small, like, oh, I'm a child. It made me feel like I was back as a child. No, I'm you his girlfriend, but I'm his woman.
I was just gonna say, how did that make you feel?
Oh my God.
All the thoughts going through your mind.
Oh my God. It made me feel about this big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, actually, it made me feel like I was 10 years old again. Like I was a child being scorned by my mother.
Mm-hmm.
That thing hurt me alone right there. And so we were battling and not really arguing. You know, she was talking to me as an adult with a child.
Because she's
and
older. She's handling the situation. She's like, who are you?
Right. And I'm handling as if I'm 17-year-old, but I'm an adult too. You know what I mean? Trying to fight for my position that I'm grown too.
She's looking at you like, but no.
Exactly.
Baby.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
and that's
baby.
the position she had. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came from the other side of the house, and he was standing there like, you know, what's going on? And she was like, she said she's your girlfriend or whatever. He was like, no, that's just a friend of mine from church. A friend of mine from church. Now, mind you, we have been dating for months and months and months. A friend of mine from church. That thing hurt me so bad. Mm-hmm. I remember standing there in front of both of them and just crying. I mean, tears, that song wouldn't stop flowing down my face. I mean, my face was just full of water. I remember turning away, and I don't know how I got to my girlfriend's house. I can't even remember. But I was staying with my girlfriend that night, and I got to her house, and I told her about what had happened. And, you know, she was trying to encourage me. You know, she was saved too. She was a few years older than me. She was trying to encourage me. I was always around older people.
Right.
And she was trying to encourage me, and I'm, you know, sitting there pretending as if, okay, what she's saying to me is sinking in. But all the time in my mind, like, I feel like the world had ended. My life was over. You know what I mean? I felt ashamed. You know, I went for this. I fell for this. So, I mean, two folds came to my mind at that time. I fell for this, and then I love this person. Go ahead.
So basically, though you were in church, did you put? It sounded like almost like sometimes people do. We make the human being the like almost God over our Lord and Savior, and you had so much faith in Him that you had forgot.
Exactly right.
God's got my back.
You are exactly right.
He's just showing you this is who He really is. He's trying to save you
right.
from you know.
But see, if I'd had her back then, I had nobody to really, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They were still talking church lingo.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was a church lingo. And so
that's where it's not biblical, but
right. It's lingo, but not biblical.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you guys going into her bathroom, looking at her medicine cabinet to find whatever I could find. I was done. I was gonna be shamed by the church. I was shamed by him. Mm-hmm. I was embarrassed. I was hurt. All of that. And I remember going through her medicine cabinet. And I don't know what it was, but it was a bottle full of something. And I took every last one of them pills, and I came out that bathroom. I didn't tell her anything. But you know, when you take a lot of pills like that, after a while you start acting strange. Mm-hmm. And she knew something's not right. So, what did you do? What did you do? I remember her going to the bathroom and saw her pill bottle empty. And at that moment, she called my mother. And they rushed me to the hospital. And if I had went in her room and went to sleep, she would have never known, and I wouldn't be here today. But thank God He was watching out for me. Amen. He always have people watching out for you. You just got to look around and see that they're there, because they are there. Yes. They got me to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, they heard me put tubes down my nose and pump that charcoal stuff in you that they put in you to stop the pills or whatever. And I remember saying, this is what kind of gave me my jolt back into reality, that I can live. I shall live and not die. I remember laying in that bed, and my mom and them were there. I can't remember what anybody was saying because I was so spaced out from all those pills and just what was going on. And I remember the Holy Spirit saying, "You're pregnant." That's the only thing I can really remember that was said to me, and that was said in the spirit. But with my mom and my girlfriend, everybody was saying, "I can't."
But
I couldn't tell you.
You can still hear in the spirit,
right?
Even in that moment, God got through to you. He said, "You're going to hear the sound of my voice."
Yes, He did.
Because it's not time for you to go yet.
Right.
Because He only knows when it's time for us to go.
Right.
It was not her time. So, but I'm glad that you still heard the voice.
Yes.
And you heard the call, and He was letting you know, I have dropped a gift inside of you.
Ooh. You said that. And I remember the doctor came back in after that check on me, and she said, we run blood work and all that, and you're pregnant. I said, I knew it. So I didn't act surprised. Yeah. I didn't trip. I just kind of, I laid there in a daze.
Wow.
Because even with all that medicine in me, I was still kind of high and buzzy. So I was just kind of in a daze. But I would have to say that finding out I was pregnant
Yeah.
God telling me I was pregnant. That for me. Everybody's situation is different. That saved my life.
Amen.
Because then I knew I had somebody else that I had to worry about. And that may not be your case or the next person's case, but it's always something. God has something in place, but you got to look and see it. Mm-hmm. Nothing's ever worth taking your life, because if I had took my life, we wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here right now talking to you.
And if I had gone through with any of the thoughts of suicide that I've had as a teenager, and to be honest, even recently after I lost my mom, there were moments when I was like, why am I doing this? Because I lost my mother in December on the 22nd in 2018. And just hearing all the things people had to say about her, I never heard these things out of any of my family members' mouths, my own parents. You don't hear these things until someone passes away and you're like, excuse me? And it wasn't that, I think it was just so overwhelming to know that I didn't get to lay hands on her. When I say that, I mean like put my hand in her hand, be by her side. Right. And I was just so devastated because... So
you weren't there when your mom transitioned?
I was trying to get on the plane, y'all. Wow. I was in Atlanta, Hartsfield Jackson
Airport. So that right there alone is enough to just...
Yeah, and I was numb. Like, I was sitting in the terminal. My sister called me. I literally just came up the escalator. And it wasn't in that moment when I felt suicidal. It was throughout the weeks to come. Like, I was like, Lord, why am I doing this?
If you don't mind me asking, was it before the homegoing service or after you started to feel overwhelmed?
It was like before and after. Wow. Especially 2 days. It was like the day or two after she passed away. Family acting crazy. Right. And I was just... still numb, like wasn't quite getting it, but I would say more or less it was like leading up to it. Afterwards, I was like, why am I back in Georgia? What am I doing here? Right. You know, like
all kind of
like
thoughts just going through your
left
mind.
The earth, like because she died in a devastating way. Not nobody took her out, but she kind of like, you know, it was her hard life, and I just the enemy just began to mess with my mind. Because I'm like, okay, this person against me, that person against me, this person not supporting me.
It.
And so the thought was there, but of course I never went through with it. It was just like one day I was sitting by myself in the house crying, and I just felt so alone. And I was just like, man.
But that's the thing right there. You just said it. Isolation.
Yeah.
The enemy wants to isolate you. Then those thoughts can take real root.
Can take hold of you.
Right.
If you allow them to. And I was like,
don't be isolated. I mean, if you can help
when you're grieving, don't because the enemy wants to take your whole line of generation out. Yeah. Because
and you may be the one God gonna use to bring your family through.
Exactly.
You know, whether it's financial, spiritual, or
whatever it is. And now that I'm slowly getting back there, because I know I'm not suicidal now. Right. But I definitely am not grieving as hard as I was before. But of course, you know, just talking about it is still very sensitive. So
because it just happened a few months ago.
Like 2 months ago. Yeah, like on the 22nd. So on the 22nd of February.
I expect you, I do.
Yeah.
To be, you know, it may take you a year, it may take you two, because next Friday is the anniversary of my mom's 3rd year passing. Yeah. And somebody was asking me about this earlier, and I told them, and this is what we need to know as, first of all, Black people, Black women, men, and just people in general. You, therapy, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's real. It will help you. That doesn't mean you're mentally sick. Something's wrong with you. That means you need to talk it out to someone that you can trust, that don't know your background, that don't know who you are, that's not going to judge you.
Yes,
right.
Someone that's non-biased, because your friends and family, if you tell them you're suicidal, they're like, girl.
They're going to look at you like,
what?
And they're going to make you feel like you're crazy.
Exactly. So do you think I have ever been able to be like, look, I'm really thinking about taking myself out.
Probably not.
The thought, no, I've never verbalized that to my father, my aunts, uncles, when I was in foster care with my brothers, separated from my brothers.
And that's so sad, because we got to change that.
And you never know looking at us, oh my God, like she's been through, we have gone through some things separately, but at the same time, we have things in common. Yes. She lost her mom a few years back. I knew her when she lost her mom, and it was so unfortunate. Then here I am a few years later, and you don't think that these things lead to those thoughts, but different things lead to suicide. So we understand why leaders in the church It's overwhelming. It's
It's so
overwhelming. It's an overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like a spirit of heaviness, as they say in the Bible.
Therapy, you guys.
It's depression. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
And when you're carrying the burden, you're a pastor over a flock of people, or basically a big group of people.
Right.
Even a small group. Even if
It's a shepherd in general.
It's a burden. Because you're taking on, you're like their counselor, but you need a counselor because you're hearing about love and marriage, sex, divorce,
homosexuality, drug addicts, drug addiction,
and
all manner of things. Yes.
So it is
in your church.
In your church, and then you're dealing with your own family, your own issues on the outside of this, and you're trying to please your spouse, your husband, your wife. Because you can be a pastor and be a female or male.
Right.
A bishop. And you're trying to still maintain.
No matter the gender, matter the call.
Exactly. So we're just saying we understand. We empathize with you. That's what empathy means. To understand. And we sympathize. We feel.
Exactly.
We feel your pain because we.
For sure.
Shanta,
like I said, therapy, it's okay. Don't let anybody make you feel like that, you're having some mental breakdown, mental issues. For therapy, because like I was saying a little while ago, I had talked to someone earlier about next Friday marks the 3rd year anniversary. Next Friday is my mother's birthday, and I said, you know what, I have to get in therapy. I said, because I've never really dealt with my mother's passing or grieved the way I should have, because a month after my mother passed, my sister passed, and she was 53, and that was a blow.
But did that make you feel that those thoughts of suicide, did that come on when your mother passed?
Oh my God, of course it came back to me. Oh my God.
And so when it was back to back, it was horrible.
It was horrible. It did with my mom, because my mom and I were like two peas in a pod. We were really close. So when that happened, oh my God, I just thought my world was over. And then my sister and I were very estranged. I'll say this, we were very estranged. So when my mom passed, my sister, she spoke, got up and said some words about my mom. And no, she didn't do the eulogy, but she got up, how they give everybody 2 minutes to say something. And so my sister got up and a few other people, but here's the hard part. My bishop that raised me up in ministry, I'm gonna say his name, shout out Bishop Neil Robeson, gospel recording artist for Malibu Records. But he's the one that raised me up in ministry, and I called him and I said, I need you to do my mother's eulogy. And he said, okay, I'll come. He was on tour. He said, I'll break my tour and I'll come. He said, but I'm not doing all that eulogy. He said, you're going to preach the other half of that eulogy. So can you imagine me grieving over my mother that I was close to, then find out I got to preach my mother's eulogy, then my sister, that I'm estranged, we loved each other. We loved each other, but we were estranged. Then a month later, I get a call at 3 a.m. in the morning. She's gone. I'm like, who's gone where? Right. What are you talking about? So with all that, compressed together, of course the enemy came back. Of course I thought about it because I wanted my mother. I was hurting for my sister because we never got a chance to really fix our relationship before she died. I was hurting for my mother, who was my best friend, because we talked 3, 4, 5 times a day, that much. So I'm like, I don't have nothing else to live for. Have a husband, kids, just moved into a brand new home, got a brand new car, was doing good on my job. Even though I was fighting with lupus, I'm healed as I speak.
Yes, she is.
And I just got on chemotherapy for lupus. It was like, I'm done. I'm done with this life. I'm done with this world.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, it took God and people around me that were stronger than me, that I could trust with my life. Because you can't tell everybody, because, like that young lady, she kept telling her boyfriend, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it?
You can't tell everybody everything.
But you got to have somebody you can tell, though.
Exactly. That carries the spirit of the Lord, which is love. Somebody that truly, truly has the spirit of love in their heart. And they're not going to condemn you. Because someone that carries the spirit of condemnation, that's just fuel to the fire.
That is.
And we just basically want you all to know that we're here for you guys, and I do have the number to the suicide hotline. It is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It is available 24 hours a day to anyone and everyone.
Please.
There's online chat available.
Reach out if you
need
The phone
number to call is 1-800-273-8255. That phone number is 1-800-273-8255. They also have a feature that you can click on to online chat. And it's safe to chat with someone.
Because a lot of people may not want to talk. They rather, this is the technology age, text message.
And you can also text as well. They have features as well. And they have little tabs on here where you can click to see the suicide warning signs. Understand
What's
how
the
it
website?
works. The website is actually, I just typed in the suicide hotline.
Okay.
And so it's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And it gives you all these details about so I guess the website, the best website is www.crisistextline.org.
Okay.
That's crisistextline.org. And you'll be able to see the warning signs, how it works, are you in crisis, and about crisis text line. So please, we admonish you all, we encourage you, please call right now if you need someone to talk to. That is a form of ministry for those individuals. They are blessed with the anointing to talk people out of suicide. Everyone
doesn't have
that
anointing. 9 times 10, a lot of people that are on that hotline have been where you are.
Yes.
So never be afraid and ashamed to call somebody. There's no such thing as hopelessness. The enemy wants you to feel that way, but there's always hope as long as you wake up with breath in your body.
Yes.
There's hope. If you're thinking about that, it's still hope. Because there's no hope when you're not here, but there's hope as long as you have a thought to think. You still have hope. And like we say, you can reach out to us at pillowtalklive@gmail.com.
Yes.
Our IG page, Pillow Talk Live at Instagram.
And that's with an underscore at the back, on the back end of it. And please reach out to us day or night on the email, and
put 911 in the subject, and
it'll hit us immediately. Please don't hesitate. I'm Iman Ursary on Facebook, and you can inbox me. Just send me a message, and it hits my phone.
Your personal
that's me.
email too.
Yeah,
your email.
But my email is zursary30@gmail.com, and please just send us messages so that we can talk and possibly have folks on in the future. Because that's the way that we want to show
if you're in
up.
another city, get somebody that can get
you some help.
And you can reach me on Chandra LeGree at Facebook or CHAGREE48@gmail.com.
Yes.
Please reach out. Please reach out. We will keep. We're private. We will not expose who you are and what you're going through, but we do want to help you.
Yes.
We don't want you to. I don't want you to walk this walk by yourself.
I don't want you to do it by yourself.
Exactly.
Either,
we both.
We know
are
it's
here
rough.
for you.
We know it's rough out here, whether you're saved or not saved.
Yeah.
It is
that spirit don't care whether you're saved or not. It's just trying to take people out. So
no
we are here. We Iman just gave you a resource that you can use, a website where you can either text or you can call.
Yes, please
to reach out, get help. If you have someone that you trust, that's I would say that's really that's saved. If you have someone that you can trust, go to them. Go to somebody that you feel is stronger than you, that will understand and won't judge you. Go talk to someone. If you're in a position where you can get therapy, get therapy.
Please.
But you are not alone. You are not alone.
Right.
Never feel like you're alone. You're not alone.
Right. And we are definitely, that is going to be the segment for tonight. Next week we'll be talking about domestic violence. So you all stay tuned. Y'all be right here with us at 6 p.m. on next Tuesday. Please be here. But tonight, that will wrap up the segment. We thank you for coming into our home and coming into our space and just having the best conversation ever about suicide. I know it's not something that you typically talk about,
taboo,
but it needs to be talked about.
And for allowing us to go deep with you and allowing me to come deep.
Thank you for